Yo boys, how's it going? This is going to be the simplest and easiest way to generate new leads for a service-based business from your computer, from social media ads. Meta, Facebook and Instagram, to me, is the easiest platform to generate new leads for. They're not going to be the hottest leads in the world compared to Google, but you can generate interest, you can call and qualify these leads, and eventually you can sell them your services, add them to your pipeline if they don't buy on the first time, and sell to them again and again in the future. Very simple. In this video, I'm sharing my screen with you so you can see exactly what I do to generate more leads, to test ads, and to make sure that I'm actually making money. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. I'm going to tell you about the campaign, the ad set, which is inside the campaign, and the ads, which are inside the ad sets, which eventually is what the customer sees. The customer, the prospect, the one scrolling Facebook and scrolling Instagram, all they see is the ads. They don't care about all the back end stuff. All they care about is the ad. And usually all they care about is the offer, the creative, and the copy. And I'm going to get to that, don't worry. As you can see, this year in Q1, Q2, and Q3, we spent $5,000 on ads, not a whole lot of money. We generated 204 leads from those $5,000 of ads, and it cost us $24.47 per lead we generated. So that means I put in $24, I get one lead. Now, a lot of people out there can generate leads for a lot cheaper than this. Some do it for more expensive than this. But the leads that I generate for this price, I'm very, very happy with that number. Each lead I generate to me and my business is worth 4,000 New Zealand dollars as a one-time setup fee. We actually have an ongoing partnership with them as well, so we're entitled to a percentage of each job we help them generate. This is how our business functions. So even if we don't close all 204 new prospects into new customers, you get the idea that this 5 grand will stretch a whole lot further than 5 grand in sales. So I'm going to talk you through what I test on each level. Now, on the campaign level, nothing is tested. All 3 of these campaigns are lead form campaigns. There's a bunch of campaign objectives to choose from every time you run a meta ad. Sales, engagement, traffic, awareness, app promotion, and lead form. Lead form is the one we choose because we take the customers offline as soon as possible and get them on the phone. In the ad set level, this is where we start testing things. And by the way, this is super, super simple. Like it says in the title, the simplest way to get new leads. Don't overcomplicate anything. Keep it simple. In the ad set level, you can see it says copy 1, copy 2, and copy 3. That's because we're testing 3 different variants of copy. Now, the copies we're testing are this: problem, solution, proof, offer, call to action. The next one is this: question, credibility, desire, offer, call to action. Empathy, agitation, dream outcome, mechanism, proof, call to action. As you can see, it's some sort of variant of you have this problem, we have this solution, this is how we've done it for other people before, this is our offer to you today. Click here to find out more. That's essentially the copy of every single ad you're going to see that points to a lead form offering some sort of service. At least that's what I've found, and that's what works for me. Now, that's the only thing we test on the ad set level. Now, you can go into your ad set and choose a very specific audience. You can target people on their age, on their gender, men or women. You can target based on their interests, on their demographics, on their behaviors. But on the ad set level for what I was doing, I kept it super broad. Men 25 to 65 years old in Australia and New Zealand. That's it. I let the copy speak for itself, and I let the creative speak for itself. So on the ad set level, nothing is being tested aside from the copy. On the ad level is where we're testing the creative. So as you can see right here, each ad set has 6 different ads in it. 6 different ads. Now, as you can see very clearly here, 4 of these ads are turned off. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you scroll to the right a little bit and it says results, 1, 2, 3, 4 results led to 0 new leads. Now, I'm not an expert, but if I'm spending $20 a day, I spend $60 here, $67 here, $16 here, and I generated 0 new leads. So that means I have a chance to make 0 new dollars, I'm not going to keep spending $20 a day on those ads. I'm going to turn them off. Very simple. And that's what you do. Now, these ads to my customers look like this. Now, a lot of people like me don't like doing this, but the reason I put my face in these ads is because I want my prospects to know that I'm young, I'm savvy with social media, and they can put a face to a name. Because when I call them, or if one of my team members call them, inevitably, whether it's me or a team member, the line is going to come up. I want you to speak to Harper. He's our owner. He's the guy you saw in our ads. He can make you a tailored presentation based on the information you just told me. From there, at least you can be informed on who we are, how we do things, and what it would look like to work with us in our business. Does that sound fair enough? That line's going to come up. And eventually, when someone wants to speak with me, a prospect wants to speak with me, they already know who I am. They know what I look like. They know what I sound like. They know what I talk like. They can kind of get a picture, a gauge of what the conversation is going to be like. It's not going to be a sales call where I'm selling them like Jordan Belfort. It's going to be a consultative conversation where I diagnose their issue, let them know how we can help, and then present the offer of us helping. Super simple. On the ad level, I'm testing essentially the same thing I'm testing on the Adset level. Going back to this. Problem, solution, proof, offer, call to action. These videos are not too dissimilar to that. It's just providing value to the marketplace. Whether that's with a client success story, whether that's with a here's what you need to know about running ads, whether that's a you've probably run ads before and it didn't work, maybe this is why, and this is why we're different. But no matter how you cut it, slice it, or dice it, you're just proving your authority in the marketplace by telling a story or giving some stats or some facts. You're presenting a problem, you're presenting you as a solution, and then you have a call to action. A lot of these videos are like the videos you see online where they say comment XYZ down below and I'll send you a free PDF, or I'll send you a guide, or I'll give you a DM. Nothing different here. It says, look, we help people like you. If you want to be helped by us, who we know what we're doing, with this offer, click this ad, fill out the form attached, and one of our team members will be in touch. It really gets no simpler than that. Now, there's a million different ways you can test copy and creative, but again, the purpose of this video is just to show you the easiest way to test and the easiest way to generate leads. Now, is there a cheaper way to generate leads? Yes. Is there a more expensive way to generate leads? Definitely yes. But this is the easiest and simplest way to generate leads, because you can film any type of ad you want for a service in one day, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and have it live that day on Facebook or Google or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn, wherever you want to advertise. Again, for me, Meta, Facebook and Instagram is always going to be superior. But it's so easy. You say, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer. Claim your offer now. And by the way, you can watch some of my other videos regarding this. But these 204 leads, I didn't convert all of them, but each lead to me is worth $4,000. So you can do the math. I spent $5,000 on ads this year. The reason I'm not running ads right now is because I'm actually working with a few direct-to-consumer brands that are offline that I'm not generating leads for. It's more intricate, it's more sales objectives, traffic objectives, awareness objectives, engagement objectives, and it's a product that the entire country is buying. So that's quite interesting. But I still have the clients that I do this work for, and it's such a blessing. And again, if you think I spent $5,000 to make no money, you're sadly mistaken. You can go back and watch my video that I made earlier this year called 100K in a 100-day challenge. I made an entire playlist on my YouTube where I essentially vlogged every day what was going on, what was happening in my business, what was going right, what was going wrong, why I did things, why I didn't do certain things. And you can see how good it worked for me. Now, it didn't make me a millionaire, I'm not going to say that, but just know that I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right for myself, all right? This is it in terms of the basics. If you want to learn a little bit more about this in more detail, you can leave a comment down below telling me what to go into, because there's, of course, the follow-up sales process after this. There's making a presentation for a client and actually making sure your service or product can actually help them, because you don't want to be wasting your money on this. And of course, there's landing more and more customers and eventually scaling as a business and a company and getting to a point where you're making good money. So if you want a few more videos about maybe the intricacies of advertising, or maybe the intricacies of a sales funnel and sales calls and discovery calls and tonality and questioning and making sure you're asking the right questions and active listening, I can make a video on that as well, where I can go really in depth into how we're getting so many sales like this. But that's really it from this video. I appreciate you guys for watching this far through. If you do have any questions, please comment them down below. I'm going to respond to every single comment. And I want you to also go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm quite active over there. I'm going to be replying to any DMs I get at HarperMaisie. So like, comment, and subscribe on this channel. And then go to my Instagram and message me there.